Welcome to Module 3, Independent Reading. First, you pick a book from the reading library in KOM 101 and check it out. You've probably done that at this point. Use the form titled Metacognitive Reading Log (Journal) given to you in class. If you were absent or lost it, I can give you extras in my office. I'll also put some in the lab. Start reading. This is independent reading, so hopefully the book is on a topic that interests you. So how much do you read a day? Well, here's how to find out. First, find the total number of pages. We're going to call that P for our math problem. This should include things like epilogues and other sections of actual text, but do not include index pages, bibliographies, or anything that you wouldn't actually read. The first reports will be due on October 4th. So giving a couple days for creating your project to report, you have 26 days to read beginning with Thursday. So let's calculate with one extra grace day per week. Maybe you want to take one day off and not read every week. So we'll use 22 days to do the math. So take P, that's the number of pages in your book, divide by 22, and that will tell you how many pages you need to read every day. So here's an example. Pretend I had a 300-page book. I divide by 22. That means I have 13.6 pages of reading per day. I'm going to round up, so I'm going to say 14 pages. And by the way, this is just a rough number. I probably will go ahead and read whole sections or whole chapters if they come close to the 14 to 20 pages. Okay? So now I'm going to get out this form called Metacognitive Reading Log. It has two sides. And notice on the first side there are two sections that look like this. What has happened so far? Be specific and give details. There's a place for you to write your journal date. That's the date that you're reading and writing. Always fill this out. Also, always tell me what pages you were reading. So, during and after every day's reading session, stop to write some notes. It helps some people to write after every 5 pages, but you at least should be writing when you finish a chapter or a section. You want to use a new form every time you sit down to read. If you're reading more than 20 pages, then you might want to use two forms. The first step is to summarize. So that's what you're doing here. Remember, summarizing means finding main ideas and key events, and you're writing these down in the condensed version. When you go to the back, you'll find a section that says, what connections can you identify from the text? Other text, your history course, or your background knowledge. So this is where you tell me what you know about this subject. What personal experiences have you had that somehow relate to something happening in the text? So we find that reading comprehension actually increases when you are able to make connections from your prior knowledge, and it's easier to make connections when you're writing. So this is how you begin to engage the text as an active reader. The final section asks you to express your reactions, thoughts, and feelings. It asks what questions or predictions you have. This is where you talk back to the text. Do you have an emotional response? Some of these books have some tough subjects in them, so maybe something makes you angry, or maybe something excites you, or maybe it's a very suspenseful book and it keeps you on the edge of your seat. Predict what you think will happen. And does something in the text make you say, huh? Ask questions of the text here. And yeah, you should have something in this section. Every time you read, you should have something to answer here. Maybe not all of these at the same time, but do some of it. Here's some final tips. It helps you to have a good place to read. Do you like a quiet space, or do you like some background noise? Schedule a time every day to read. A lot can happen during the day to interfere, so set aside a regular time and go to the place where you can concentrate best. And I suggest that you make this a technology-free time by turning off your phone. Your brain isn't wired to follow two texts at once, so responding to text while you're reading just isn't a good idea. Enjoy your book.